911 just now.
Takes a turn.
Gotta look into this a little bit further.
It's stinky.
Mitch
This stuff can't be good for us.
faces a pile of problems.
It makes me want to go back to school, work at a desk.
And father and son.
It's gonna break any second.
Holy crap. This is insane.
Roads are bare and dry right across the GTA.
The roads are beautiful. It's running perfectly fine here.
Pretty empty.
It's been a day of dry, clear weather spreading across the southern edge of Ontario.
I like it. Things are looking up. Roads are all clear, nothing to do.
For some drivers, the conditions are too much temptation.
So leaving tailgating and excess.
So it sounds like now everybody's just flying by.
This guy's going a pretty good clip, eh?
Just around the shoreline of Lake Ontario, across from Toronto.
Yeah.
Constables Kevin Westhead and Kyle DeJulie keep an eye on the evening commute on the QEW in Niagara.
Once rush hour is over and we've got conditions like we do tonight with the dry roads, then it's a very good opportunity for some motorists to take advantage of the dry road conditions and the open highways, and we'll often see the speeds increase exponentially as the night goes on.
It's certainly a growing trend of aggressive driving. Even in a fully marked cruiser, I'll have motorists pass me at high rates of speed, so obviously we're looking out for anybody that's blasting past us.
This highway is not just my workspace, it's also my home area as well too, so I take speeding and all the other types of offenses out there very seriously, because I'm not only keeping the community at large safe, but my family and friends as well too.
Okay. See what we see.
Every day something a little different, so you just never know.
Doesn't take long to spot one driver leaving the speed limit in the dust.
For 33. 37, 38.
I think we're off.
Yeah, that's a little much, especially in the center lane.
You know which one?
Now he's going back up. Now he's signaling off to the left there.
That's him?
Trying to hide himself back in the pack. Not gonna happen.
This guy?
Yeah, this is him. 138, almost 140k an hour, and it's still pretty heavy traffic out. That's just egregious to me.
Evening. Stopping you for speeding. Is there any particular reason you're going so fast?
I'm actually the police right now because we were calling possible drunk driver right in front of us.
Okay.
I thought you were going after me.
No, actually, I was coming after you because of the speed.
Oh, probably because we were trying to get up to catch his license. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so apparently they say that they were actually calling 911 just now because they were following a possible impaired driver. Obviously, I didn't make any observation of that, but
Right.
I still got to investigate this situation first.
Okay.
That's a different one.
I've heard tons of explanations over my career, and some of them have been, extremely repetitive, but then other ones will just kind of floor you and leave you with your jaw dropping. But at the end of the day, they're usually just excuses and not explanations. Gotta look into this a little bit further.
And a quick check reveals another issue entirely.
You want to just go see what she's got in regards to insurance information?
You don't have insurance on the vehicle?
I can't find it.
Yeah, so they don't have insurance on the vehicle.
We're gonna have to remove it off the highway by tow because it can't be operated without insurance, obviously.
Yeah, unfortunately, the reality is that motorists operating their vehicles without insurance is not an unusual occurrence. We come across it pretty much on a daily basis out on the highways and are doing our best to curb it.
Okay. I'll give this gentleman his tickets. So, sir, in regards to the speed, you can't be going that fast. All that being said, as you can see, this is just a warning for the speed. Okay, so if you can't get the plate because you got a speed to catch up to, just don't. So they're gonna be actually charged with permitting operation of a motor vehicle with no insurance, which is a $5,000 charge. Not a good day.
Okay, so the ticket is for owner permit, operate no insurance on a highway.
Yeah.
Well, the reason we chose to give the brake on the speed was because I believed the driver that they were, in fact, trying to report an impaired driver. But we need to remind drivers that it is our job to catch up with these vehicles. It's our job to stop them, to observe them. If you observe something dangerous out on the road, by all means, call 911, call the OPP and make us aware, but do not speed after it. Do not chase after them, because that can just create further safety issues, and that's what we want to avoid.
Without insurance on the vehicle, a tow truck needs to remove it from the highway.
You never know what you're gonna get from a speeder to a no insurance occurrence. Yeah, it's just one stop at a time, but it's always an interesting one, that's for sure.
And remind everybody, please take it easy, slow and steady with the race.
It has been a tough morning commute, so pack your patience if you're heading out this morning.
Daybreak unveils a busy morning rush through Toronto.
I want to give yourself a lot of extra travel time.
East of the city, it's already been a busy day for P&G Towing's rotator.
There we go. Okay.
And today, there's a familiar face at the controls of his father's new truck.
So my dad's headed away for a few weeks, and it's gonna be me here, kind of holding down the fort and taking care of things.
Okay, thanks for your help. Yep. Take care, guys.
Mitch Wright has been working non-stop for 2 days in a role he wasn't expecting just a few months ago.
It's been a really weird year.
Should be good right there. I think this one's a freebie.
Mitch spent last winter running a small truck in B&G's northern outpost in Bangor.
Oh! Just like that, she's good to go.
But after his father sold off the company's heavy fleet,
Yeah? No.
it reignited Mitch's passion.
I think that was a big wake-up call for me. You know, it's a family business that's been around 2 generations, and I think it deserves to be around for a 3rd. Towing has been something that's just been so impactful in my life since I was a little kid that I think you start to take it for granted. And, you know, both of my brothers are out doing their own thing, and they found their path and what they want to do, and, you know, this is where I want to be, and it's what I want to do.
So when Bill bought a new rotator, Mitch headed back home.
Being able to work with my dad's been a huge blessing. Not a lot of people get to, you know, have that family time and work time at the same time.
And with Bill on the road, Mitch has been working on his own to keep up with the calls.
Alrighty, let's get her done.
As day gives way tonight, Mitch is heading to another call at a mushroom farm 18 miles off the highway north of Whitby.
Somewhere, like way out, I don't even know.
This place is located probably 30 kilometers north of the 401 in a pretty rural area.
Right there.
As I pull up, I can see that the truck is still somewhat on its wheels, the trailer's fully rolled over, and it just looks like a huge mess.
But there's a whole different kind of mess inside.
It's stinky. It does smell like it might be I'm pretty sure it's
So the load is chicken manure.
love my job, I love my job, I love my job.
The smell is like a deep, thick, disgusting smell mixed between like dirt and poo.
Well, unfortunately for us, we got like 3/4 of a load still in the trailer.
It sits in the back of your throat. It kind of just like, it's overwhelming.
The biggest roadblock right now is this piston right here.
The piston that holds the dump box from the trailer itself is twisted in half.
Essentially, that piston uses a ton of hydraulic pressure to open and close the box to dump the material out of it. And right now, because it's kinked, getting that piston out of where it is gonna be super dangerous.
We need to figure out a way to either A, collapse that piston so that when we go to tow it down the road, we're not over height, or B, find a way to cut it out without leaking fluids on the ground.
It's doing serious yoga.
For me, that scares me because, it's pushing me outside of my comfort zone and putting me into an unknown area.
And his father isn't offering any advice.
Wow, Bill, that's a seriously big inconvenience that you're not answering your phone there, brother. And it's kind of like the first time where I've called him and the phone hasn't, been picked up on the other end to at least walk you through it. So this freaks me out a little bit. The problem is there's no way to figure out how much weight that is holding and which way the pressure's on. So when we go to cut it out, like realistically, that thing could come out of there like a cannon and like take us out like very, very easily. Super sketch, super sketch, super sketch. Super sketch, super sketch, super sketch.
On a mushroom farm north of Whitby,
the biggest roadblock right now is this piston right here.
Mitch Wright is staring down a twisted dump truck filled with manure.
It's full, dead full. It's impossible to tell exactly how much weight and how much pressure is on either end.
I've dealt with a piston arm in the past, but luckily I had my dad there who kind of ran the show and I just said, yes, sir. So this is the first time that I'm in the driver's seat and it's my headache.
Oh, Dylan's here.
Without his father, Mitch can only rely on a brand new rookie, his friend, Dylan Irvine.
Why are we walking through?
Why are we?
Yeah.
I don't know, because we're dumb.
This is the first big time recovery I've done with Mitch. He's obviously way more experienced than I am and I'm just trying to learn.
So what I'm thinking is if we can get you on that side.
Yep.
Dylan and I have been friends since high school. He's very strong in the, heavy trucking side of things.
Dylan's brought a Bobcat to help offload.
So the plan is to get the Bobcat with the bucket, alleviate as much of the load out of the trailer as we possibly can. That leaves us room to start working on the piston.
The faster we can get this offloaded and not have to plan this, the better.
The second you start to move it and disturb it, the smell is absolutely disgusting.
And the fumes are proving stronger than Mitch's determination.
Like inhaling it, I got throat. Thought my breath was bad before. Gross, man.
Holy big ball, the wind. Wow.
This wind is crazy.
Snowing like a son of a gun there. Pretty big ball.
On the road east of Sarnia,
Whiteout conditions in the area.
snow squalls are whipping off Lake Huron and smashing into drivers all along the 402.
Just heavy snow right here. There's no way of getting around.
There's a couple trucks in the ditch out on the 402.
So Colin Vandenhoevel is heading right into the worst stretch of highway.
The wind's whipping up. We've got snow flying everywhere. It's hard to see. My dad and myself are going out. Sounds like it's a pretty big mess. We might be able to divide and conquer and take them both on at the same time. Holy crap.
Gary's already on scene at the first of the two crashes, just a few exits down the highway.
It really hurts the face.
He's depending on Colin to quickly take care of a C-can semi stuck in the ditch before joining in on the bigger scene.
Pretty steep, but it's not as bad as I thought it was. Just the snow makes it look a lot worse. Oh. Holy crap. Freaking stings, man. This is gonna be a big job. We gonna see if I can tackle it by myself. Just the one truck, but I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna want to go for me or not.
There's a bad accident up ahead here. We're waiting.
Just down the road.
What caused this big backup? This has got to be a major. We're going to be here for a while.
Eastbound traffic is stopped. Dead.
That's not what I wanted to hear.
Got the entire 402 shut down. We've got about 10 kilometers of traffic backed up.
Gary is sizing up his job.
It's a big one tonight. Heavy, heavy winds. Snow's coming down sideways. These tractor trailers have crossed the entire highway. Nobody can get by.
2 trailers are wedged. Just crazy. I haven't seen anything quite this tight in a long time.
Blinding snow. A fully loaded semi. Fails to see a slowdown. Slamming right into the back of a flatbed.
This thing's wedged like nobody's business.
Gary will need a delicate touch to pry the mangled trucks apart without making a much bigger mess.
This trailer is really compromised, and I'm really concerned that when they do come apart, this trailer is actually going to break in two and the load's going to spill out onto the road. Right now, this is going to be a big challenge to get this out of here. Yeah, there's another one up the road.
Until Colin arrives, Gary's only help is junior op Tim Halliday.
What I want you to do, Tim, is I want you to spin your truck around. I've got Tim here helping me right now. We'll work together so we can get this lineup cleared. Go right back to him, Tim, and then come out on an angle like this. We'll hook you up. That's good there, Tim.
Because we have this highway closed down and we have such a backup of traffic, I'm really hoping that Colin can get here to the other side of this wreck and help us out.
You know, I'm relying on him pretty heavily tonight because this is such a big job that we've got going here. Oh my God! That's insane. Blow you right off your feet if you're not careful.
Up the road, a fresh squall is hammering Colin.
I'm really hoping that this comes up nice and quick. That way I can get down the highway and give my dad a hand. It's gonna be all I got and then some. I always tell my friends, why buy a gym membership when you can just pull chain and cable all day? So I'm gonna have the driver start his truck up and air everything up. That way, you know, it frees all the wheels up. I don't have any resistance then. It'll just be rolling resistance coming up and out of this ditch. If you want to get the truck fired up and see if it'll air up for me, that'd be awesome. Just don't release the brakes yet. He's running out of fuel. Low fuel. Okay, do you have any air pressure or no? Oh, nothing. Okay, I'll see if I can back feed you, okay? Because of the lean on this unit, it seems that all the fuel is run to the far side tank, which is the tank that doesn't get drawn from, so his truck won't actually run right now. So I'm gonna actually have to backfeed this unit and air it up myself. I think I can make this work.
Compressed air from Colin's truck should release the locked brakes.
Oh, that's getting nasty again.
But if they don't get the engine to run, Colin and Gary will be facing a new problem.
If I gotta spend the time to tow him, I won't be able to give my dad a hand. Oh, for crying out loud.
I just got into my eyeball.
Yeah.
On a mushroom farm far north of the 401.
This stuff's can't be good for us.
No, it's not.
Mitch and Dylan are removing the last of the manure the hard way.
We got as much done as we could with the Bobcat, but unfortunately the front section is gonna have to be hand bombed. You know, shovels, by hand, by foot, whatever we're gonna have to do to get it out, and it's starting to get pretty nasty up there.
You all right?
Stomach's not all right.
Okay, chill out for a bit.
Being confined in that trailer with a shovel, moving it around, breathing in the fumes, it's overwhelming.
I can't even deal with this anymore. I'm gonna yack.
This stuff is just kicking up everywhere.
Gross, man.
Dylan's got it in his gloves. I've got it in my eyes, the back of my throat. We're breathing it in. It's absolutely everywhere.
But they finally shoveled enough of the load to move on to the recovery. One that Mitch has never tackled before.
This freaks me out a little bit. My dad's away, we'd get a big nasty and have to figure it out on our own.
The hardest part of this job is definitely going to be removing that piston. Piston is bent, twisted up, you know, it's in a really, really bad spot. So getting that disconnected and removing it without, spilling hydraulic fluid on the ground is going to be the hardest part. So we have a 55-gallon drum that we need to put the fluid into.
This one will spin off too, I think. Yeah.
But he does know that the piston is full of hydraulic fluid, which will have to be drained.
Are you ready? Because it's gonna move.
Yeah.
I just don't know what yet. We're getting there. I think you're free now. Oh, wrong side. We didn't think that one through very good, did we?
It's gonna get more messy.
Oh, you know what we do have?
What?
Haha. Those PVC pipes in the truck. Grab PVC pipe, we'll hook it to that, and we'll make a little slide. This is some backyard boogie bunch bull right here, brother.
Luckily, we found some tubing in the truck. We got some duct tape going. Anything we could find in there.
We're gonna use this to direct the fluid out of the cylinder and into our bin. All right, let's try that again.
I think it's gonna do the trick.
Kinda. It's closer.
Try that.
But let's do it. Are you ready?
No.
Is that going in?
I think so.
I think so too. I don't really like standing here.
It's not moving though.
After almost 4 hours on scene, it's closing in on 5 a.m.
People are gonna start showing up for work here soon.
And Mitch can't even start the upright until they remove the piston.
This main pin right here, we gotta cut it on both sides so we can pull this assembly out and get it out of our way.
We're gonna grab onto the ram itself at the truck end and try to get a hold of it. We're gonna just use the chop saw and get in there and chop the pin out on both sides. Okay, boom up. Okay, whoa.
With the rotator now holding the arm, they can try to cut it loose.
So that's a no-go, eh?
They'll need more cutting power than the chop saw can provide.
Where would you torch it?
Torch there and torch there.
But a cutting torch is one tool that Mitch doesn't have on hand.
So this makes me want to go back to school and work at a desk.
It's getting to be a little bit too much.
I just need a set of torches. That's literally it. There's a set of torches in the shop.
Unfortunately, we're gonna have to get Michael to come in and bring us a set of torches.
Like, I'm over it. I don't want to be here.
Just want the traffic to move.
On Highway 402, eastbound drivers have been stuck for over 2 hours.
You're not alone, man. We're frustrated.
Gary is almost rigged up
That's good. We should be able to get her hooked on there.
and ready to separate the tangled trucks blocking their way. But a wrong move will make a much bigger problem and an even longer backup.
Nothing too hard, Tim, okay?
If we're separating this and this doesn't work, and this trailer actually breaks apart on the roadway, everybody in the lineup behind us is stranded now for hours while we clean this up.
Holy crap, my line's already buried. I can't even see it. This is insane.
Farther west, Colin is still fighting through a heavy squall to finish his own job.
Start to move the way I need it to now. pulls like this, and that's gonna hopefully get him up on the road here. How's that back end? Is it almost out?
That's coming out, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's up on the road enough. He can drive out if we can get him going.
But after leaning in the ditch, there's no guarantee that the truck's engine will start.
Is your fuel starting to level out now? What I think's happened is the fuel all ran to one side, so you won't be able to start it by yourself. We brought some brake clean to help get it going.
If I've got to hook him up, that takes me out of the picture for my dad. Every truck counts and every man counts.
See if we can get you moving, okay? Keep feeding her, keep feeding her, keep feeding her. That's how you party with fire, my friends.
We've got this thing fired back up, so he's going to be able to drive this thing out of here, which is a huge relief, and it's an awesome sight to see.
That's a good sound. Now we got the truck running. I can go out and give my dad a hand.
Yeah, we gotta get moving here, guys.
But just getting to Gary's scene through the traffic is a whole new problem.
Yeah, you might be sitting all night.
The key here is to get a lane open so we can get traffic rolling by us. Just get this highway cleared out.
Just off the ground.
They'll rig to the back of the auto parts trailer, then lift the belt. They'll pull the semi away, allowing the lumber truck to drive free.
I'm hoping we can give a little slide sideways at the same time, and it'll actually pop free. Okay, Tim, just give a little pull. Let's see what it does. Okay, nice and slow, Tim. Tim, are you on the other side?
Yeah, his tires are moving.
It's coming. You're doing good, just a little more.
Yeah, it's coming.
We're getting there an inch at a time. You're almost there. I'm gonna get you to try that one more time.
I'm watching this unit come apart. I mean, it is so compromised. It is actually being held up by the other trailer.
Okay, give it a little bit. There he goes. He's got her.
I'm amazed that it's held together and it hasn't collapsed.
That works out great. Teamwork, that's the way we like it. We got this separated. We'll have Tim hook onto this trailer, slide it off to the side. Once it's out of the way, we can open up the traffic and let these people get through and get home. Now, $1 million question, will she hold together?
At this point, my hope is that I can just slide this trailer over far enough that it doesn't break apart. We can get a lane open so that we can get this traffic moving and get it by us.
Okay, just take it slow for me. Yeah, that is ugly. Yeah, leave it there. There's a good chance this thing's just gonna go all over the road. Okay, you're gonna take this really slow. Everybody stay away from the trailer, guys. Stand back. Easy. If this breaks apart, we're gonna have auto parts all over the road. I don't like the sounds it's making, but it's sliding around. It's gonna break any second.
Doesn't look like it's gonna be open for quite a while.
On the 402, at the edge of Sarnia, Gary is fighting to open an escape route.
Still parking lot over.
But the damaged trailer might not survive.
It's gonna break any second.
makes me nervous. I want to be able to open up the roadway, but looking at this trailer being so badly compromised, it really is one of those situations where if this goes bad, I'm not sure. It's anybody's guess at this point.
That's good, guys. I think that's good. We got enough room to get everybody by?
It's good news.
I'm absolutely amazed that this thing is held together. I didn't think it would. We are good. We'll move that last tow truck, and then if you guys want to walk them through here on this open lane, it's yours, and it will at least clear the traffic.
Opening up here shortly. Finally, eh? Finally. Yeah.
Convoy will begin.
We've lucked out here, traffic can get by. Now the real work begins.
It's so busy, you don't even know what's going on.
Now that traffic is clearing through the bottleneck, Colin can roll onto scene.
Colin's here now, so I'm really happy to have him here just to help us out and finish this off.
All right, how are you guys making out? If you want to just get some chains set into place here on the back, finish this up, and we'll get out of here and get home. Okay, sounds good. Okay, thanks.
Nothing left of this, really.
No. This is probably one of the ugliest ones I've seen.
Wow.
I've got the guys under here right now. They're cross-chaining the trailer. What that's doing is actually making a floor structure for this trailer because we've lost the entire wall and the integrity of this. Just a temporary solution to get us off the road, get us home with it. That's it. That's how we make things move. Give it a lift. Let's see if it holds together. There we go. Gonna be a slow, ugly ride home.
Oh yeah.
Out a bit more. Out more. A little bit more. Okay. Okay. Tear her up and away we go. Take it home, guys.
Colin didn't make it for the majority of this wreck, but I know he had his hands full out on this highway. We had tractor trailers everywhere, in the ditch, jackknife, and he was a lone soldier tonight dealing with this.
This has definitely been one of the longest nights we've faced in a long time. That is a win. Oh yeah.
Bright sunny day and dry road.
Everything's clear here.
220 miles east.
Oh, living the dream.
The sun is coming up, but the manure trailer is still lying down.
Oh, there's my alarm to wake up for work.
Oh, cool.
I was ahead of schedule today. That's fantastic.
I didn't even get to set one last night, so.
Initially getting there, I thought we were gonna have this thing done by sunrise, but no.
Do you want to cut top first?
With the cutting torch now on scene, Mitch is ready to make some much needed progress.
We're gonna have to cut some metal and try to get this thing freed up.
If we cut it like here,
I'm definitely nervous using the torch. I've never had to cut a hydraulic cylinder out.
Hydraulic fluid is flammable, so at this point we just got to keep a fire extinguisher handy. Be careful where we're cutting. Are you ready?
No.
Neither am I, but let's do it.
A lot of pressure can get built up in the hydraulics when they're not being released anywhere. When the hydraulic fluid sprays, it turns into a flamethrower pretty much.
Hey Dylan, you got a fire, bud. Are you ready?
No.
Neither am I, but let's do it.
On the mushroom farm north of Whitby, rookie operator Dylan is playing with fire.
Gotta be the bottom.
And there are hydraulic lines just inches away.
Hydraulic fluid is very flammable. Something we definitely have to worry about and keep an eye on.
Hey Dylan, you got a fire, bud. You're good.
The planes are under control, but it's a reminder, even after working all night, Mitch and Dylan need to stay alert.
We don't need to make this a messier recovery than it already is.
Bottom's out. You're good. You're through, Dylan.
Dylan's cut the pins, securing the piston.
Want me to give that a little tug?
Now Mitch has to wrestle it free.
Dylan? I can't see, so.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out what you need to do. Yeah, it almost needs to come out this way.
So we're trying right now with the rotator to get the piston pulled out, but due to how jammed and twisted the piston is, we're getting nowhere.
How we want to do this?
What's your idea?
Right here. Does inside look off?
Yeah.
Yeah? So if I took my auxiliary and put it on that, drag that to me?
Yeah, you can do that.
We can do that.
We're using one of our auxiliary lines to actually try to compress the cylinder to get it out of the top of the trailer as well as out of the chassis at the same time.
Yeah, you got up pressure on it now.
Pulling on it, dragging on it this way, hook to the piston this way.
Keep going out with it if you can.
Boom out?
Yeah.
Just trial and error.
It's free. Okay, whoa. There it goes. Keep going. A little more, you're almost past the top rail. Okay, you're good. Yeah.
Now that the piston's out of our way, we can move forward.
But it's well past 9 o'clock, and they still need to upright the trailer.
On my 25th hour going.
Running out of juice. Running out of juice here.
So we're just getting the line on the front ready. We want to kind of like be able to pick this thing up and roll it at the same time.
They'll use 2 boom lines and 1 low line, pulling the bin onto the chassis, and then uprighting the entire trailer, all in one fluid.
Kind of all in one motion, so. That's the goal. That's the goal.
I can say I've never ran a rollover. Ever.
It's a finesse maneuver for one exhausted operator and one fully exhausted rookie.
Hey, Dylan.
You want me to watch or?
Would you like to run the controls?
What?
Would you like to do control stuff?
Kinda.
Dylan, he hasn't had a ton of experience, but I trust his skills and I know he's ready for it, so it's time to put him behind the controls.
You want to?
That'd be cool. I don't want to take your thunder today, though.
Give her, man. I've had lots of thunder. Don't you worry.
Oh, I know.
Give her.
I am new to it. I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I'm trying to learn still. For Mitchell to be like, I'll let the new guy do it, that feels really good.
Now tighten up your back one there. You don't want to drag it, so you're going to want to lead with your front for sure.
Okay.
There's definitely a lot of pressure on your standing at the controls of a really expensive truck.
That's what you want, baby.
Yeah, but won't it snap?
What?
Won't it snap when it comes over?
No.
Mitch will keep watch over the roll and guide his friend through.
I'm going to go stand over here, but I'm going to keep talking. Yeah, it's looking good. Get that back coming a little bit and get that dig. Hey, Dylan, you more comfortable working off that control panel there?
Yeah, but then I can't see.
Yeah, but you can see me.
In the midst of the rollover, kind of where we were located and how the truck was situated, that I was in an unsafe place because that's where the truck could possibly go if it flipped over.
I'm just going to do the eyes to make sure everything's going smooth. One wrong pull, I mean, realistically, it could damage the rotator, the truck. I mean, it could be catastrophic.
boom in, and both cables at the same time, in. Now finesse, right? Finesse. In on the front, in on the front, in on the front. Keep going. Yeah. Yeah. Keep it coming. Keep moving up. Hold on here. Look at that, how bad that's held up on that rail.
Oh yeah.
Dylan has almost set the trailer down, but it's not lining up with the chassis.
The entire weight of that trailer right now is sitting on maybe a half a foot little piece of metal up against a frame rail. There's a ton of pressure there. So I mean, there's only so much that something like that can take.
How are we gonna fix that? 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 How are we gonna fix that?
After a long, painful night, Mitch's manure truck recovery is landing off target.
You see under? It's stuck in the frame. On the outside of the frame, not the inside.
Based on the fact this trailer's been bent and twisted around for so many hours, it's not gonna sit dead straight.
You know what? Okay, we don't even... Dylan, go let off on the back nice and slow.
Like let the back down?
Yeah, like let your back right off, totally.
The solution is to shift the box of the trailer over just a little bit and leave the chassis where it is so we can get them to line up.
It's their only hope, but it's a gamble.
Yeah, I can see that there's only really two options. Either it's gonna jump over and make a really uncontrolled move, or that's gonna fall back where it needs to be.
Move out a bit. That ever stuck on there, dude. That's so gnarly. Back up, guys. That's sketch.
The trailer box has settled on the chassis, but they still need to coax it into its locked position.
So if I just straight pick up a little bit to boom it in,
Yeah, you're gonna have to anyway.
it should slip in.
So just boom up.
And it'll come in.
It should, yeah.
Should, in theory.
Okay, stop.
We just have to continue pulling it towards us, letting it settle, and then dropping the container chassis down onto the trailer itself.
Okay, you're gonna boom in, cable in. Yeah, let her down. Yeah, there. Okay, that was seriously not it. Let's never ever do that again.
This thing's finally over with.
You did a rollover.
Thanks, dude.
Dylan finally got to get behind the controls and do a recovery, and got a notch on his belt.
Good job. That's kind of cool.
It wasn't a job Mitch was confident to tackle, but without his father to take the lead, Mitch found the leader within himself.
Is he gonna answer?
Probably not.
Probably not.
You know, at the beginning of all this, I wasn't sure if I was, 100% ready to do it. But you know what? At the end of the day, we did what we had to do, and we got the job done.
Oh, there you are. Hi. How you doing? Good. Could have used you at like 5 in the morning.
Look, it was a tough recovery for anybody at any level of experience in this trade. Really, it's about trying to play as safe as you can and get the job done with nobody getting hurt. And that happened, so at the end, it's a success.
Are you ready?
No. The last year for Mitch has been very, very maturing for him. He's actually starting to worry about the people, the things, the business around him.
All right, well, let's get everything back to the yard.
Yeah.
And maybe get some sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to grow up and be exactly like their dad. That rotator job is something I've always wanted, and I worked my butt off to get there, and I did it. It's that atmosphere of the 401, the crazy, hectic, chaotic lifestyle. I don't think I'll ever be able to get rid of that.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, man, snug your line up. Tighten my line up.
A mangled train.
There it goes.
Yeah, definitely got can opener, that's for sure.
Tangles with Austin.
Are you guys ready?
A trio of companies.
I'm speeding a little bit, look.
Fights tons of resistance.
Hold on. Whoa!
And a fiery wreck
Got a dump truck fire.
turns up the heat.
A huge mess. Right, you know what's going on up ahead?